Hi guys, welcome back to Karamia's Corner. Join me for a little craft with me. Let's make some fun hula tassels. In 2016, I posted my first tutorial on how to make these cuties. I call them hula tassels because they remind me of the grass skirts Hawaiian dancers wear. Here's a throwback picture of the first ones I made back then. I thought I'd bring it back for some summer happy mail and for my open collaboration, Shop Your Stash and Let's Craft 2022. The materials will be listed on the screen if you would like to join. It is also open for you to make your maker's choice and make your project, or choose to make this, then please do. So now I have my yarn. It is 78 inches long. I have my twist tie, we have our beads, embroidery floss, and I have some thread from Daiso. I am using 3 different colors. So we have the white yarn, some blue, and some orange. We'll start simple. For the twist ties, we're going to use those as markers. So I've folded this once, and then we're doing it 2 more times. This is the second time, and then the third. I'm going to lay it flat, and using those twist ties, we are going to create a guide of where we're going to start wrapping our embroidery thread on. So about 1 inch or 2 inches from the right going in, I'm going to use a twist tie. You can definitely use a rubber band, hair tie, or a thread. And it just gives us an idea of how long we want the dangle thread to look, and how much we want also in the middle. So I'm just making sure that I am having the similar length on both sides, and I'm going to twist that. I'm also going to double check it and going to bend it to make sure that we have that loop look there. And then we're going to start wrapping our first thread, which is this blue one. I love this color. To keep it secure, I am just going to tie it around here on the base, right above that guide that we've created. You can double knot it so that way it doesn't slip and slide. Once I have that in place, whatever excess thread I have on the left, I'm going to pull and let it lay flat right on top there. We are going to cover that with the thread color that we're wrapping. Before I do that, I decide to double knot it because it is slipping, and you want to tie it real tight, because when we wrap the embroidery thread around, it's going to be really tight, so we have that nice look to it. Right now it's a little puffy, so I'm going to start doing the wrapping. I'm a lefty, so I'm kind of having a hard time, and you can adjust it to whichever preference you would like when you're doing this. So I'm showing you a little bit of this. I'm going to speed it up, and in just a few you're going to see me changing the orientation because I am having a little bit of a hard time. So I'm pulling on the thread to tighten it and make sure that it's really snug, because we're going for that effect on the loop. And the only way to get that is to make sure your thread is tightly wrapped around your yarn. So for the yarn, it's kind of a medium-sized one. If you are using a thinner type of yarn, I would just double the length so that way you have the right thickness for your tassel. So I am going to switch here, and you'll see how it speeds up a little bit more. I don't have a hard time turning it. I'm going to play some music and come back to you, and we'll keep wrapping that embroidery floss around it. Now that we have completed our wrapping on the middle of our tassel, I'm just going to tie it on this one side here on the right. And then I'm going to get my orange embroidery floss ready, taking out the twist ties over there. And this time I'm going to wrap this around the center here where it ends. And we're going to tie it really tight. So I'm going to double knot that as well. So now you're seeing it come to form. It's already creating that little cute loop at the top. And I tie it and adjust it. And I'm going to start wrapping our orange thread around it. Now you can adjust that. You can make it higher or lower, however way you would like it. And so I'm just going real fast here for you. Once I get the thickness and I like the way it looks in terms of how much orange I want to see on my tassel, then I'm going to cut it, and I am going to double knot that again and tie it. I will trim the thread, and we will be putting just a little dab of glue on top of that, and then, or you can tuck it in underneath so that way you don't see it. But I'm going to be using a little bit of glue here and adjusting that loop. So now you have this yarn hanging. We're going to cut that in between those little loops, and we are going to even them out. So once they're spread out, I'm just going to cut it so that way they're all even. None, they're not too long, not too short. And just like that, we are done with our hula tassel. But let's add some beads. So I have a little thread and a needle. I'm going to put it through here right on top. You can definitely use a jump ring if you just want to attach like a lobster ring or claw little keychain. But in this case, I wanted to add some beads and probably add this to a summer bag or use it as a charm for Happy Mail. I have this really big little loop threader that I got from Hobby Lobby. It makes it easier for me to put the embroidery floss through this bead, so that's why I'm using that tool. And these were some of the beads that I got recently from Michaels. I really love the colors. I like that it has the earthy brown and then the seafoam kind of aqua color to that second bead that I'm pulling through here. So I'm just gonna speed this process up again, and it looks like it kind of unraveled there, so I'm trimming it off and I'm just adding it. While I'm doing this, I'm welcoming my oldest daughter home from college. She's here visiting for the summer, and she's on the side while I'm crafting, and she suggested I add this other faceted wooden bead, and I said sure, I'm going to add that in there. So we're just trying to decide what to put next, and I go with the little disc looking bead there. So it's super fun. You can use up your bead stash for this project. You can use your pom-poms if you'd like to thread it in, or leave it very simple and just attach a jump ring and a little keychain or binder ring. So it's looking really cute, super fun and easy to make. I'm just adding a few more beads to finish it off, and then I'm going to show you how this will look when we're done. So I think I'm going to add one more, and using that same looper thing, metal, and I think I finish off with that. I have a little plastic little hook, little keychain hook that I decided to use. So I'm just tightening it up there. To hide the thread, I'm going to put through my loop threader here and pull it under, down, two of the beads, so that way this thread is hidden. I'm just going to trim it right after that. So that's a great way to hide, your thread so it's not dangling. So it looks more neat. So there it is. We made our first one, and now we're going to do the next one, which is using embroidery floss, which was from my original tutorial. I have 5 different colors here, so I think I'm going to use more of the greens, oranges, and yellow. Now the embroidery floss comes with these little craft paper. You can use them as your stoppers or your guide like I did with the first one instead of the twist tie. And I just leave it there. You just check the length to make sure that it is what you want. And we'll start the process again and start wrapping our embroidery floss around it. So I'm going to go with this first one, and the same process, I'm going to tie it at the top of that guide and secure it by double knotting that. So I'm going to speed this up and play some music, and I'll see you in just a few. Alright guys, so for this one I am going to be using a jump ring. I'm just going to put it right on top of our hula tassel. Once I do that, I'm also going to attach my little infinity ring here. It's you can use this in so many different ways. So I'm going to be showing you some pictures or some ideas of how you can use it. You can use it as a charm for your planner, your junk journal. and so many other things. A zipper pull. You can use it as a little dangle for decorations. The possibilities are endless. I hope you guys enjoyed this little shop your stash and let's craft. And again, make sure to put the hashtag on your title so I can find you and see what project you decide to make. Thanks again for watching Caramia's Corner. See you next time. Bye.